Welcome, Badass Manifester. I am so glad you are here. I'm your host and head coach, Ashley Gordon, master mindset and manifestation biz expert, founder of the Quantum Coaching certification, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur obsessed with empowering you to create quantum leaps in your energy, your life, and your business. This is the show to help you make magic your everyday normal, where the ripple effect is real and the guest experts are world class. My mission is to power your conscious and subconscious mind with manifestation teachings, business tools, and coaching techniques to put your potential into action. Consider this your weekly up level. Are you ready for quantum transformation? Let's do this. Hello, badass manifestors. I am so excited for today's solo episode. I am going to be talking about how to compound your success. 10 commitments that you can make to help you compound a success in your daily life and with your coaching clients. So this is like a parallel process that I'm going to take you through where you can use these principles with your clients and you can use them with the people in your life to help you become a more successful version of yourself. And I just want to shout out every single person who has gotten themselves on the savings list for Quantum Coaching Academy. This is the opportunity and the door is closing for you to get up to $1,500 off of your tuition. If you are just so ready to finally go all in on your dream of becoming a world-class coach, to have the skills and the tools to help your clients have a powerful release at the cellular level, to help them release trauma off their timeline, generational curses, to help them tap into the highest potential that's available for them for their life, to have tools to help them literally rewire their subconscious, to change their internal pictures in their brain, to help them change their state and their identities, to help them receive something so brand new for their life, something that they couldn't even have fathomed before working with you. That's the magic that gets to happen inside of the Quantum Coaching Academy. That's the magic and the work that we do for ourselves and for our clients and for our future clients. I don't care if you never had a business. I don't care if you've never coached before. We take you from 0 to 100 in this process. We will take your hand and help you learn the skills and build your business and really help you step into living this purpose, because that is what you're here to do. I did a poll on my stories and I asked people what their biggest blocks were before they became a coach, like before they set everything in motion and really got to work on their purpose. And people were saying that they were fearing like they have this lack of communication, fear of not knowing how to help others, fear of it's never going to happen for me because I can't afford it, fear of I thought no one's going to want to work with me because I don't have any coaching experience, fear of imposter syndrome to start, which is so real. Like that voice that's like, who are you to teach that? Who are you to coach them? Who are you to help someone? Who are you to share that message? Someone else said, I needed to have previously run a successful business before I could step into coaching, which is not true at all. And most recently, I was talking to my friend and she said that she believes that life coaching isn't respected. And that really hit me because I actually felt that way, where when I first started and I told people I was a life coach, they were like, what's that? And then I started explaining to people, instead of saying I'm a life coach, I started saying I help women reprogram the patterns that show up in their life over and over and over again. And I help them rewire that energy to help them create what they actually want to create in their life. And they're like, really? How do you do that? Well, book a 30-minute session with me and I'll show you, And I kind of started to introduce it that way. And the truth about life coaching being respected, it goes with anything. It doesn't matter if people respect it or not. And I don't necessarily think that's true anymore. I think it's so mainstream now, and it's like everybody, I feel like, has a life coach. And remember this, people that aren't interested in it don't have to respect it. And if you respect it, that's all that matters. As long as you respect what you're doing, that is literally all that matters. Because I'm going to get into actually my my content for today, because this flows into the first point that I want to make. The people who you're meant to serve are going to be changed forever from working with you. And if someone else doesn't respect that, it really doesn't matter, does it? Because you know the work that you did with that person, and that person knows. And that is the greatest gift in the world, to feel fulfilled in that purpose, that you're actually helping someone make a difference. And so we can spend our whole lives trying to gain respect from the world, right? We can spend our whole lives trying to get everyone to get on board with what we're doing. But the reality of living and chasing and embodying your dreams is that not everyone is going to be all about it. And it's exhausting to try to convince them. So we're going to leave that there, and I'm going to get into these steps, but this is your reminder that if you are on the savings list, the only way to get the discount on the program that's closing. Also, that was your reminder before, if you're not on the savings list and you haven't yet applied. So, okay, just one more note on that. You have 1 week left to apply on the savings list. So today is September 25th. And you have until October 1st to get your application in and book your call. So let's go. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. I'm so excited for you to take this leap. And that is actually one of the first things that I want to talk about today, is taking the leap. So number one of creating that success, I talked about this a little bit last week, but it's really about pushing the edges of your comfort zone every single day. Doing that one thing that might scare the shit out of you, and doing it in a way that's healthy for your nervous system. So not to the point where you're freaking out internally, but where it's an edge, but you know that it's right and you know you can do it. There's a dance there. And I have been committed to taking one small step. So I find that if I just take one small step, one small action every single day to push that comfort zone, that's when I see the biggest results come through. Results happen faster because I'm meeting the universe halfway and I'm doing this, please meet me, right? And it does. So that's my very first thing. If you're not already doing that, get into action around doing that. There's so much magic there. I know it sounds so simple, but you actually have to do the thing. And that's where the magic will really start to happen for you, is when you start to get into this expansion energy. So when I'm pushing the edges of my comfort zone, I am also thinking about it in the way of expansion. I have to, in order to have a life and a business and results that I've never had before, I have to become a version of myself that I've never been before. And the only way to become that is to do the internal work and then take action to match it. Take those steps that are going to make the biggest difference. And that brings me to number 2, which is, it's not about you as the coach. It's not about you as the person taking the action, the person living your dream. It's not really about you. It's about the people that you're here to impact. It's about the client. It's about the customer. It's not about you. And when I got really clear on that, that started to compound my success too, because I was so in my head making everything about me. Oh, I'm scared to put myself out there. Who do I think I am? And I would read my post and it would be I. And I'm no, it's about you. It's about the people that I'm here to serve. So when I switch that energy from me to you, man, things started to unfold so much faster, compounded success so much faster, because anytime I got caught up in doubt, I'd be oh, I'm making it about me. Let me switch that around. How can I get into service here? So when you make it about yourself, you're locking yourself out of the impact that you're here to have. So just know that it's a bit selfish when you're it took me 2 years to really get into action around creating my coaching business. 2 years. That's a long time. But I had to get out of my own way. I trust that process and it's all perfect, but it took me that long to get out of my own way. And so this message is for you to not let it take you that long. Take this code that I'm giving you and know that it's not about you, right? And if you hold yourself back any longer, how do you think that's going to affect all those people that you're meant to help? All those people that you could have been serving in that time. I think about that. Okay, number 3, you want to build your life out of connection. This compounds success. You want to build your sessions with your clients out of connection and lead with curiosity in your life. Lead with curiosity in your coaching. Okay, so this is parallel. I'm doing life and coaching at the same time. So this is such a powerful way to manifest in your life, right? When you're leading with connection, because I believe that everything is born out of connection. Everything good comes from feeling connected to it first. You have to feel connected to source energy. You have to feel connected to yourself. You have to feel connected to the people in your life. And a great way to create connection with yourself is through curiosity. Get curious. Get curious about your desires, your dreams, your fears, your doubts. A great way to get connected with your clients and build rapport is through curiosity, right? Leading with curiosity. Number 4 is talk less and listen more, to ask questions that generate discovery. Now, obviously, we're going to do that in coaching. We're going to talk less. We're going to listen more, to ask questions that lead to discovery. But I also want you to do that with yourself. Talk less. Tune in more. Ask yourself questions that lead to deeper discovery within yourself. Do that with the people in your life too. It'll create more connection. So when you talk less and listen more, when you're listening, what do you think happens? Well, in coaching, listening allows you to help really hear what your clients are saying. Listening is so underrated in coaching. So underrated. It really allows you to hear the beliefs, the identities, the limiting decisions, the words that are limiting your clients. It really allows you to hear the change work that needs to take place. That's when you're assessing how to help them move forward. You're assessing what processes need to be put in place, what skills and techniques you're going to use with your client, and you're allowing them to feel seen and heard in the session. Same thing with life. When you talk less and listen more, you're able to connect more with the people in your life. That's going to allow them to transform just by you listening. And then you can really ask intuitive questions. I call them quantum questions that help you generate discovery with the people in your life. This will massively compound the success in your life. It will massively change the game with your clients. Try this. And when I say try this, I mean practice your listening. Practice your listening so much that you're listening to listen and you're not listening to respond. You're listening to listen and you're not listening to share a story that you thought of when you were listening to someone else. Listen just to listen and to actually hear someone without trying to fix them or help them or change their thinking or make them blah, blah, blah. Like, it doesn't matter. Just listen more. And let me know how it goes. It's transformational. One time I had a breakthrough day with a client and I really was just listening to her for a while, just share her story. And she said to me afterwards, she's like, that was so transformational for me. No one has ever just listened like you did. And that was transformational for her. Like, that was like a huge takeaway of her day. So huge, huge compounder of success. Okay, number 5. This is so good. Meet yourself where you are. Meet yourself right here in this moment. Meet yourself where you are. Accept yourself right here. And for your coaching clients, meet your clients where they are. This is about equanimity. Meeting yourself where you are, meeting your clients where they are. It goes hand in hand because we can't get someone to where they want to be, and we can't get to where we want to be if we don't accept where we are. And a lot of times coaches will make the mistake, and I think humans make the mistake of trying to help other people get to where they want to be without accepting who and where they are right now. And this is tricky. Like, as a coach and as a human, we can see potential for other people. We can see potential, and you might be able to see potential in someone, but they might not yet see it in themselves. And so we have to meet them where they are, so that they can take little steps to seeing what's available for them. Now, how does this compound your success? Because when we can accept what is in the moment, that's when life starts to transcend. that's when life starts to flow because we're not resisting what is. We're not resisting who we are. We're not resisting who they are. And that's when the energy can flow. And when energy flows, it's always a really powerful thing. Okay, number 6, we're flying through. Drop what you know and assume about life. When you can drop what you know and assume about life, and all these, by the way, are right out of the Quantum Coaching Academy. This is all weaved into the method that we teach. When we can drop and assume what we know about life as humans, creating our life on purpose, we are opening up to the quantum field. We're opening up to the unlimited possibilities of potential of what's available to us. When we assume that life is against us, or when we assume that money is hard, or when we assume that relationships are hard, or when we assume that starting a business is challenging, or when we assume all these things, we're blocking the flow of potential. We have to drop what we know. We have to get into that zone of unlimitedness. And in a coaching session, dropping what you know and assume about life, it allows you to be an open vessel for the client. Because if you bring your beliefs and your limitations to the session, you're gonna project them onto your client. So we don't want to have our own projections in the session. We want to really clear the screen, clear the vessel. We want to be open channels of universal flow, intuitive coaching, higher coaching, all of that. So drop and assume what we know about life. Number 7, be willing to change and have behavioral flexibility. Okay. Be willing to change and have behavioral flexibility is so key here. Why is it so key? Because we got to go with the flow. Imagine talking with a child and a child comes up to you and they're like, oh my gosh, Auntie, there's a dinosaur in my room and the dinosaur was so cool and he was so great. And what if you said to that child, excuse me, dinosaurs are extinct. They're not real anymore, right? You don't have behavioral flexibility. You're most likely going to be like, oh my gosh, tell me more about the dinosaur. Let's go visit the dinosaur. Like, that sounds so awesome. You have such a powerful imagination. That's so beautiful of you. And you're going with it because you have behavioral flexibility. We have to have behavioral flexibility in life, not just with children, because when we can go with the flow and flow with what comes through, we're less triggered, we're less reactive, and we can be more curious. And the same thing with your client. So if a client comes to you with something, we want to get into their model of the world. We want to see the world the way they see the world so we can understand them better, so we can really go deeper with them and build that rapport with them. So having behavioral flexibility is a superpower. Behavioral flexibility allows us to adapt to anything. I feel like I could do a whole episode on behavioral flexibility alone. Such a game changer. Okay, number 8, be a mirror for your client to see what needs to be released, rewired, and received. So in QCA, we have a method that's called release, rewire, receive. And it's really so powerful to have tools as a coach to know how to help your clients have a powerful, powerful release, help them rewire that energy and help them receive, and have tools and processes and techniques under each of those components of release and rewire and receive, and know exactly how to use them in the moment. But for life too, like being a mirror is really helping someone understand themselves on a deeper level. So the other day I was getting juice at a juice bar, and this woman was making smoothies and coffees and everything like that, and I was checking out and she skipped the screen of the tip. And it was a really powerful moment for me to mirror something back to her, like in real life. And I said to her, hey, like I was going to leave you a tip. And she was like, oh, it feels so awkward with money. Like, it's such a long screen. It makes me uncomfortable. And, and then she just went into like, my mom believes this about money and my dad has this thing about money and I'm in the middle. And I'm like, well, listen, like, that's not up to you if I want to leave you a tip. That's up to me. So at least let me make the decision for myself, right? And she cut herself off there. So I was just mirroring back to her what was possible in that moment. And that's what we do as coaches. And imagine that, like how she received that in that moment. I felt like it was okay to say that. And being a mirror can simply just be like reiterating what someone just said back to them so that they have an opportunity to reframe it for themselves. And this is such a big compounder of success, because I also see it this way. Life is our mirror. Life is the mirror that is showing us what needs to be released, rewired, and received for ourselves. So if life is showing you something that feels, sticky or resistant, or it's like showing you something, or someone is showing up that's making you feel triggered, you're getting insight every single day on what you need to, the inner work that you need to do, the things that you can work on to release that energy, rewire that energy, and receive something brand new. Because if you're doing that inner work every day of what needs to be released, rewired, and received, you're going to quantum leap. Period. The end. Okay. Number 9. We're almost there. Connect to your higher self and the quantum field where all possibilities exist. Connect to your higher coach in the quantum field where all possibilities exist. Every single day, making it your practice to connect to your higher self and step into that field of all unlimited possibilities. Feel into that feeling that anything at any moment is possible for you. Anything can change at any time. And that's the energy that we bring into our client sessions. This is what I teach our coaches, all of this stuff. But this is so powerful because when you can connect to your higher coach and get into the quantum field, you are basically putting your client into the field of unlimited possibilities, no matter what they've gone through, what limitations they have, what is in their way currently. They could have the worst thing happen to them, but you're still seeing them as perfectly capable in the quantum field where all possibilities exist. You're still seeing them and holding that highest vision for them. It's so powerful. I think that's self-explanatory of how that creates success. Okay. Number 10. I think we're going to have 11 today. Number 10, generate inspiration and speak from your heart and into your client's mind, body, and subconscious. Okay? Generate inspiration and speak from your heart all day, every day, baby, right? Into other people's hearts, into other people's minds. Like, be that person that's inspiring others. The way to get people to like you is, I heard this recently at the Lewis Howes event from this woman, Vanessa. The way to get people to like you is actually to like people more. So if you can like people more and generate inspiration, speak from your heart into theirs, how do you think that would help your success? And from a coaching perspective, it's so important that you know and are skilled. Like, we teach neuro-linguistic programming, which is like really reprogramming the subconscious mind. It's really important to know how to speak to the unconscious mind, your client's unconscious mind, and how to speak into their bodies, how to have them have a shift on the cellular and subconscious level. It's really, really, really a game changer for their success and for what's possible for them. Okay, last one. Trust in yourself, your client, and the coaching process that they will get what they need. And for life, trust in yourself and trust in life that you're always getting what you need. There's a process of transformation that's beyond us. And we're the orchestrator. We're orchestrating to some degree, and yet it's still beyond us. And we have to trust in life. We have to trust in ourselves. We have to trust that we're always getting what we need to get us to the next level. And that goes for your clients too, right? Trust in the process of transformation that you're going through with your clients. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people doubt that they're making an impact with their client. I used to doubt that when I first started, especially before I had any training at all. I was like, am I even helping this person? But I was amazed every single time at what would unfold for them. And so that helped me trust in the process of their own transformation and in mine, and that they're always getting what they need to get to what they want. And that goes for you too. Right now in your life, whatever your challenge is, whatever you're coming up against, just trust that you're getting what you need right now to get you to what you want. Success is not linear. Success is actually a state of being. And when we can really feel into that reality of already being successful, having it now already, we already are the version of ourselves that we want to be, and really tapping into that energy and connecting to that and following all of these principles that I shared with you today as much as you can, your success will be, and is inevitable. Thank you so much for listening. It means the world to me. Thank you for leaving a review. If you have not yet, please do so. It means the world. And I can't wait to welcome all of these beautiful souls that have joined the savings list and applied to QCA into the program. If you have any questions at all about the program, just message me on Instagram at thequantum.coach. And if you have been listening to this podcast for any length of time and you have not yet followed me on Instagram, take a second and do that. I want to connect with you. I'm at thequantum.coach, and I can't wait. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful day and stay badass, manifestors. Woo! We did some work today. Thank you so much for listening. You know I love my BAM fam. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who you know would love it too, because we live for the ripple effect over here. And how can you best support the show? Make sure you're subscribed, hit the 5 stars, and leave a review on iTunes, and let me know how the podcast has impacted you. I love being part of your real-time journey, so screenshot the episode and tag me and my guests on Instagram at manifestwithash. Now say it with me. I am my own power source. I am the master of my own energy, and I deserve everything that I desire. We don't just talk about it over here, we be about it. Now go get 'em.